The genre of hip-hop beholds a variety of sounds and influences, and yet still, some people refuse to open their minds.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 hip-hop albums for people who don't like hip-hop. For this list, we're looking at the albums that could most appeal to hip-hop haters. Keep in mind, we're not counting down the best hip-hop albums of all time, such as Nas's Illmatic.
Before a blunt, I take out my fronts, then I start the front. Matter of fact, I'll be on a manhunt.
But rather those albums that can easily draw in that uninformed friend through their use of elements from outside genres, as well as a refusal to adhere to the typical hip-hop cliches.
Getting jiggy with 'em.
Number 10. Kala, M.I.A. Many people associate hip-hop with inner-city America and street lifestyle, but M.I.A.'s Kala reminds of a collective world beat. It's a dance record at its core, but the fusion of cultural music creates a sound that's more heritage and less about typical rap cliches. A catchy track like Paper Planes brilliantly sampled The Clash, and it became a cultural phenomenon by way of Pineapple Express, perhaps appealing to a stoner demographic. Intellectually and artistically, M.I.A. demonstrates a connection to her past while providing a musical aesthetic that one can easily move their body to. And if you don't feel that, perhaps you just have a difficult time feeling music in general.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital.
Number 9. Raising Hell, Run DMC.
Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time is tricky.
Now this is the album that first exemplified how the genres of rock and rap can intermix. Featuring a variety of old school classics, including an iconic collaboration with Aerosmith. Raising Hell lays down the fundamental core of hip-hop. Beats, rhymes, and bravado. But you don't need to inherently connect with the lyrics to fully appreciate the album, as the accessible party rock nature means that anybody can press play and just kick it. Of course, the delivery of the lyrics can potentially reel in the uneducated hater of hip-hop, considering the style of a track like It's Tricky.
In New York, the people talking try to make us rhyme. They really hawk, but we just walk because we have no time.
All in all, the album progressed the art form of rap in the mid-1980s, breaking down barriers and opening minds in the process.
You be illin', you be illin',
Good morning.
Number 8. Graduation, Kanye West.
Wake up, Mr. West, Mr. West, Mr. Fresh, Mr. By himself, he's so impressed.
In the age of the Kardashians, Kanye West is a recognized figure of pop culture. Of course, not everyone may understand why he became a celebrity. With the release of his third album, Graduation, Kanye embraced a larger sound, most notably for the anthemic Stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger.
It's a perfect starting point for anyone hoping to learn about the artistry of Kanye West, as it's not quite reflective of his more bombastic side, but rather of someone inventing his craft by exploring various genres.
Now everybody got the game figured out all wrong. I guess you never know what you got till it's gone.
Taking inspiration from indie music, the lyrical themes of existentialism transcend above culture identity and musical tastes. And if it feels right, then it only makes sense to graduate to Yeezy's masterpiece, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Run away fast as you can.
Number 7. B. Common.
Memories on corners with the foes and the moles. Launch to the store for the rolls, talking straightforward, y'all.
Produced by Common's fellow Chicagoan Kanye West, this album reflects the latter's creative aesthetic pre-graduation. For Common, it allowed him to re-emerge as a prominent lyricist, complemented by a more focused and somewhat commercial sound.
The judge yelled for order, court reporter making her words shorter. His lawyer sat next to him. She could see how the trial was affecting him.
Given the context of Kanye's willingness to explore a more social groove, B can easily be enjoyed by the non-believer, as the inherent message of the title urges one to be happy with themselves.
We make love and then laughter And any way I wanted, I could have her.
Then there's Go, which features an appearance from singer-songwriter John Mayer, highlighting the idea that some hip-hop music relies heavily on musical and personal ideology, rather than adhering to perceived genre restrictions.
My nitty bag, my kitty boo.
Number 6. Acid Rap. Chance the Rapper.
Chatham's on. Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on.
If Common and Kanye border on the line of old school and the new, this album definitely represents a modern train of thought. What's important to understand is that Chance the Rapper is truly independent, as Acid Rap is a mixtape, not an official studio release.
Nice to see you 5 in New Year. Little finger Uncle Samuel. Shooting death with weighted dice and hitting stains on birthday candles.
As a result, the experimental instrumentals and mind-opening verses produce a free-flowing musical experience, almost like a conversation. In fact, it's been called gospel rap, which communicates the inherent positive nature of the overall message.
I just got back with Bino. I got a bitch, but she know her friends did the Dino. That Chicago lingo.
And most importantly, it's a documentation of timely issues, insinuating that perhaps labels aren't as important as understanding who you are as a person. So, if you want to feel good and maybe look inward as well, this album is as good as a way as any.
White dudes Harlem Shake. Why you laughing? Cause you Harlem Shake. I was never fake, I was just too good to be true. That's acid rap, we killed the track. You had your chance and Bino too.
Number 5. The Low End Theory. A Tribe Called Quest.
Back in the days on the boulevard I landed, we used to kick routines and the presence was fitting.
If you like jazz, chances are you'll enjoy kicking back to this album. Released in a time when alternative hip-hop wasn't quite a thing, The Low End Theory exudes a natural cool with a tinge of surrealism.
So raise up, squire, adjust your attire. We have no time to wallow in the mire.
That's largely in part due to the vocal delivery of Q-Tip and his cohort, the late Phife Dawg.
Listen to the rhyme, cause it's time to make gravy. If it moves your booty, then shake it, baby.
From the opening track Excursions to the concluding posse cut that is Scenario, it's clear that A Tribe Called Quest works just outside the box.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
If you're that person who places all rap groups in a box, well, The Low End Theory may provide a telling clue as to how the genre evolved through original artistry and respect for the past. Tribe's follow-up album Midnight Marauders is also highly recommended for that someone looking to feel some good music.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Number 4. Hello Nasty. Beastie Boys. As one of the more iconic groups of the 1980s, the Beastie Boys' influence permeates through pop culture. That success continued well into the 1990s, with 1998's Hello Nasty acting as the cherry on top of a decade filled with critical acclaim. From Fight for Your Right onward, the Beastie Boys' music has always been more about having fun than contemplated verses about the state of the world, and music videos for tracks like Intergalactic are part of the experience as well. But if you're not convinced by Hello Nasty, then check out License to Ill or Paul's Boutique and try again when you're ready.
Hey ladies, get funky.
Number 3. How I Got Over. The Roots.
Would you remember when I first asked you to be the band?
Chances are you've seen The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and if you're impressed with the house band The Roots, then their 2010 release How I Got Over will likely make you a legit fan. The title itself hints at the subject matter, and like so many timeless hip-hop artists, The Roots' understanding of history and the world around them transfers over into their artistry as musicians.
I'm in the world of entertainment and trying to keep a singing man sane for the paying fans.
It's a soul record at heart. However, it's also a meditation on life, and the genre influence extends far beyond fundamental rap.
Something in your heart and this in your eyes is the fire.
Number 2. Speakerbox, The Love Below. Outkast.
ready for action. Nip it in the bud, we never relaxing. Outkast is everlasting.
Before the release of this double album, Andre 3000 and Big Boi were known as visionary figures of hip-hop. But after 4 landmark albums, Outkast produced something entirely original with Speakerboxxx and The Love Below. All it takes is a few seconds of Hey Ya to dismay any preconceptions about the limits of rap music. With each member ruling over their own album, a beautiful fusion of genres and musical concepts emerges.
I know you'd like to thank you. Don't stay, but lean a little bit closer. See, roses really smell like boo-boo-boo.
Like their predecessors, A Tribe Called Quest, Outkast built on the past to zero in on a specific sound. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I used to be the brother for others, they used to dumb on. Now they be the lovers of brothers they can't run on.
Psionically, bionically, forget how you feel, especially formulated. The rest of you fornicated, it takes me.
I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be gold.
Number 1. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill. Nostalgia can often lead people directly to hip-hop. In the case of The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, the chorus of the album's lead single channels classic R&B, which can be enough to grab the attention of any listener. But the song also beholds a rap aesthetic, and when combined with Hill's phenomenal vocals, the overall feel is simply infectious.
Let me tell you that everything is everything. Everything is everything.
It's the overall depth and the perspective of Lauryn Hill's music that solidifies the album as a pure classic.
I know you care for me, there for me, there for me. Said you'd be there for me, cry for me, cry for me.
Furthermore, the album progressed the hip-hop genre forward into the 21st century as the album became a legitimate mainstream sensation. While the music can be enjoyed with a sense of context or an understanding of Hill's past with the Fugees, her subsequent departure from the music scene makes it even more unique.
The final hour, you can get the money, you can get the power, keep your eyes on, the final hour.
So, do you agree with our selections? What hip-hop albums do you recommend to the uninformed? For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.